Hi, my name is Dr. Megan Robertson, and I am a physical therapist at Bridgewrights Physical Therapy. Today, we're going to be doing some exercises that are great to do if you're a knitter, crocheter, or do any other sort of fiber arts, or even if you just are, sitting, reading in a chair a lot. We'll do some things for mobility and some things to keep your hands healthy. Thanks for joining me. We'll start off today sitting, and we're going to start rounding the back and then extending the back. I like to have my hands placed on my knees, and I like to pair the movement with breathing. So I like to exhale, round, inhale, lengthen, and arch. Exhale, round, inhale, arch. But you can also experiment with flipping the breath. Next, we're going to do some motions of the spine. And I like to imagine as I'm doing these motions that there's like an egg around me, and I'm painting the inside of the egg. So by doing this, yes, it looks like I'm moving my shoulder a lot, and I am. Go ahead and switch sides. But I'm also getting a lot of motion through the spine as well. You can experiment with doing these motions with a more rounded back or a more extended back. Good. Next, we're going to do some stretches for the neck. So you're going to sit on one of your hands. I like to do palm up, and then you're going to lean your head away from that side that you sat on. Good. And from here, we're going to take 5 deep breaths in each of these stretches. But if you notice that one of them feels tighter than another, then please spend more time. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about breathing and lengthening through my neck. And then turn down and look kind of into your armpit. And you can even use your arm and gently, your other arm, and gently pull your neck towards your armpit. So this is strengthening a slightly different muscle in the neck. We'll do 5 breaths here. But again, notice any of these that feel like they're tighter, and you can do more. Okay, the next one, you're going to turn your head up. And then for this one, I like to open and close my jaw, which looks absolutely ridiculous in the video, but hopefully no one is watching you. So feel free to do this at home. And you'll feel the stretch differently as you open and close your jaw. And keep deep breathing. Great. Now sit on the other hand, side bend your head to the other side, and we'll just do the straight side bend. So this is for one of the neck muscles, specifically the upper trap. And I like to visualize that I'm breathing into my neck. And then after about 5 breaths of this one, we're going to turn your head down. And again, you can use your arm to really gently pull your neck into a little bit of a deeper stretch. But if you are already feeling a deep stretch without using your other arm, then stay there. That's great. No need to force it. All of these should be gentle. And then turn your head up towards the ceiling, keeping that side bend. Try the jaw opening and closing, especially if you're not in public, which no one is right now. These videos are made during quarantine in case you're watching it afterwards. Good. And after 5 breaths, I'm going to show you some exercises that you can do to help with your eyes a little bit. So when I'm knitting, sometimes I notice that I get some eye fatigue. So one thing that you can do is, look at your knitting or something close to you, blink, and then look far away and then blink again. So this allows the eyes to practice adjusting. So there's actually little tiny muscles in the eyes that help with these different tiny eye movements. And it's healthy for them to stretch that way. The next one, please wash your hands before doing anything where you touch your face, of course. But we're going to go around the eye. So, and the other thing with these ones, be very gentle that you're not pushing on the actual eyeball. So I like to go above on my eyebrows and then make little circles around my eyes. And I'm just going to go all the way around my eyes doing this. And in the video, I think I do some counterclockwise, some clockwise. When you're doing this at home, do whatever one feels good. If you want, you can pause and do both directions. Good. And then come into your temples. So a lot of people do this even like just naturally. They know it feels good to rub their temples. So go ahead and do it now. And then start to get back into your hairline or where you don't have hair anymore maybe. And massage those areas. Good. And then come like right by your ears and then slide backwards. You're kind of on a ledge right there. There's some really important neck muscles that often get tight when we do knitting or computer work a lot. So massage through that area and take as long as feels good. Next, we'll do some stretches for the wrists. So I'm stretching my wrist down right now. And I'll hold each of the stretches for 5 breaths, but pay attention to your body. If one feels tight, then you might need to spend some more time there. And then stretch your wrist the other direction. So in the video, it's kind of hard to show, but you can have your arm resting anywhere. The important things are just to have your elbow straight as you're bending your wrist in either direction. Good. Switch sides. Keep breathing. Notice any difference side to side. If one side is tighter than the other, then you might want to spend more time doing that side and just pause the video. Good. My arm is up, but that's because I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. Good. The next is a little hug for the wrist. So I'm putting my hand around the wrist joint, and then I'm just giving it a couple nice squeezes. So sometimes when I'm knitting, my wrist will get a little tight, and I'll just pause and do these. I'll hug the other side. Good. It should feel really nice. If it doesn't, then you might want to try switching your hand placement. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is some glides for the tendons. So there's lots of tendons in the hands. So start with like a stop sign, and then you're going to bend your fingers in all these different directions. So I demonstrate different ways of bending the fingers, but you're just going to do some repeated motions. These are sometimes nice to do if you feel like your hands are cramping up when you're knitting or crocheting. And I think I show 4 different variations of different ways to bend the fingers. But if any of them feel better to you or feel like more helpful to you, then spend more time doing those ones. Good. And then last thing, so a lot of times when we're knitting, we kind of get into this forward position. So I just demonstrated how you can set your shoulders. So you just lift up, back, and down.